The time travel. The Taylor family are on holiday in Iraq. They are staying at a big hotel in Baghdad. John, 13, his sister Sophia, 12, and their parents like Iraq. It is beautiful, the weather is hot and the food is good. There is a lot to see, too. Today they are visiting the city of Troy. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. They are getting on a bus in front of their hotel. There are 40 people on the bus. They come from Britain, America, France, Italy, and Holland. At Troy they all have lunch. Then they start to look at the old city. It is a very hot day. After an hour, John sits under a tree. I'm going to stop here for a moment, he tells Sophia. Okay, she answers. Then John sees something on the ground. What's that? He thinks. It is a flat, yellow stone. John picks it up. Then he starts to clean it with his hands. But I know this stone, he thinks. It comes from, suddenly there is a white light in his eyes. John closes them. The light is strong. Now there is a loud wind in his ears. He cannot hear or see anything. What's happening? He thinks. 10 seconds later the light and the wind stop. John opens his eyes. He is standing on a beach. He can see hundreds of ships and men. Behind him there is a beautiful city with high walls. Where am I? He thinks. Where's my family? He puts the yellow stone in his pocket. Then one of the men says to him, "Boy, come here." Me? John walks across the beach to a long, black ship. Carry this, the man says. He gives John a lot of wood. Then he gets off the ship. Follow me, he says. John follows him. The man is very tall and has a short, brown beard. I don't know your face, he says. Are you new here? Why yes, John answers. That's right. I'm new here. My name is Andres, says the man. He and John walk for another 10 minutes. Then they climb a small hill. At the top John stops. There, in front of them, is a big wooden horse. Andres sees John's face and smiles. Well, what do you think of it? He asks. John does not answer, and Andres says, this horse is going to win the war for us Greeks. They walk down the hill. There are a lot of men working under the horse. One of them talks to Andres. There's a problem, he says. We can't find a stone for the second eye. We must find one before tomorrow. John looks at the horse's one bright eye. Then he remembers the stone in his pocket. Wait. He says. I think I can help you. He takes the stone out of his pocket. But how? Says Andres. The man smiles. That's it. That's it. He looks at John. What's your name, boy? John tells him. He's new here, says Andras.
Ah.
The man is very happy. Well, we must thank him. I know. You can come with us in the horse tomorrow night. John's mouth opens. Me? That evening John sits near a big fire on the beach. There is an old woman beside him. Her name is Anna and she is a cook. She tells John lots of stories. Stories about Greece, the war, and the beautiful princess, Helen. In the end she goes to bed.
Goodbye.
Boy, she says. Come and see me again one day. Come and see me again. Next morning the horse is ready. Greek soldiers pull it to the gates of Troy. Then they leave it there. Inside the horse there are 40 Greeks. They wait all afternoon under the hot, yellow sun. John is sitting in the horse's head. What happens now, he thinks. Suddenly the gates open. Trojan soldiers walk out. They pull the horse inside and shut the gates again. John can hear the Trojans. Why are the Greeks giving us this horse? Asks one. Do you think they want to end the war? Yes. Look, says a soldier on top of the city walls. Their ships are leaving. After that the Trojans eat, sing and dance all evening. Then they go to bed very late and Troy is quiet. At that moment the Greeks climb out of the horse. 4 men go to the gates and open them. A minute later there are thousands of Greek soldiers in the city. They and their ships are back. They run from one building to another. In 5 minutes Troy is on fire. John watches all this. Suddenly he sees a beautiful woman. She is running along the city walls. It's Helen, he thinks, Helen of Troy. At that moment Andras says, "Follow me, boy." He runs down a small street very fast. John follows, but the street is full of smoke. After a minute, he cannot see anything. Andras, he says. Where are you? Then suddenly 2 Trojans with swords come out of the smoke. John looks at them. Please don't kill me, he says. Don't kill me. Please. John. John. It's 4 o'clock. The bus is leaving in a minute. Sophia is looking down at John. After a moment, he suddenly wakes up. What? He asks. The bus is leaving, Sophia says again. Then she asks, Are you okay? Your face is white. And what's that dirty stone? John looks at the yellow stone in his hand. This? Oh, it's nothing, he says. John stands up. He sees an old woman. She has lots of small wooden horses in a basket. Do you want one, boy? She asks. Yes. Why not? John buys a horse and looks at the woman. No. It can't be, he thinks. He walks to the bus. Behind him the old woman smiles.
Goodbye.
Boy, she says. Come and see me again one day. Come and see me again.